Better?
That's lovely. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, just so we have a nice recording for later. All right, here we go. We're working on some fun puppies and kitties because, yeah, this is a really cute. It is the cutest. So here, I'm going to show them all. Yeah, actually, let me bring them all over to the camera just real quick. And I was fussy cutting one more out. So I was almost finished. It was a race. All right. So we're doing 4 cards and a little box to put them in. Although I don't think they'll survive in the box. You might use the box for something else. I don't think that you'll give these away as a set. I think if you give them away at all, you might give 1 or 2 away individually. I'm just based on the absolute adorableness of them all. I just about died when I saw this set. So, and I knew I wanted to do something with it. All right. So what I sent the instructions, Lynn, so you have those. There's not many ink colors. I'm just putting this last piece on here so that she can see it. Let's see. Okay, there's the last one. So 4 cards, not a lot of ink colors, but we're using blend markers a lot today. So we have Old Olive, Gray, Balmy Blue, and Black the Memento. And then we're using blend markers. So we've got Sweet Sorbet or a red, a light pink, like a brown. We need brown a lot for the corgi and the guinea pigs. Gray, this is smoky slate, and then saffron for the little crown, which is really cute. So what I'm gonna do, so Lynn always watches the class and then she makes it later. So Lynn is on and I will just be talking to people in person and people online because apparently I can do multitasking and I didn't even know I could. So, but just so you guys know, if you say something, it is recorded. No pressure. I'll be good. Sure you will. It's okay. You don't have to. All right. So we've got, and I've got a little trash bag here. We're going to cut our paper. So that's why I put the trimmers out because we're going to need to cut the paper as we go. I didn't want to cut your paper for you. And you could always make other decisions as we go. It's okay. So the first card we're going to do, the first card in your packet is the green card, which you'll know it's the right card. When you open it up, it's white and it has like a whole bunch of like circles. Yeah. So it's got like a green circle and a pink circle and, but not much else. And then a piece of white cardstock. So to make the base of this card, we're going to cut a piece of our DSP that is 4 by 3 3/4. And it's the piece of DSP that has the fun circles on it, but the back side is like a really pretty, it's actually really usable, like acorns and fall leaves paper, which I think is really nice. And I've got some trimmers for you guys there, so you can just grab one because, I have multiple trimmers now. Things I'm going to get multiple of. Like I was talking with Susan Rutherford and she was like, I have 4 Memento ink pads. I'm like, wow, I have 1. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna start stocking up. So it's 4 by 3 3/4. So you can kind of decide which way you want to go for that. So, but it's just going to be a small, like it's going to cover part of the front. So, that is an old trimmer. So you're using the old one. So you're going to want to butt all the way up against the top. Yeah. And we'll do 3 3/4. Yeah. So
is that
yeah, that's 3 3/4. Yeah. Yeah. So this is, yeah, that's the old trimmer. And then what Elaine is using is the newer one. I kept my old one. I mean, I like the new one, but it was fine, and then for this card, you're going to need part of you're going to need part of a stamp and not all of it. So it's the happy birthday from the bottom of this stamp. And there's 2 ways you can do this. And then you also need the it's gonna be a great day. But Guinea is it's Guinea be a great day. Anyway, it's a pun. You know, I love a good pun. So it's gonna go, yeah, like that. And there's a white piece in your here. It's gonna go on this white piece
first.
Yes. And don't glue your white piece down yet. So just glue your green to your independent white piece. Do you have an independent white piece? Oh, okay, that's okay. I was like, I have extra too. I was like,
so are you tape runnering or are you liquiding it?
That's up to you. Tape runner. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't like doing liquid under DSP. Lynn uses liquid. Yeah. Lynn uses liquid on everything. So, I can't get it smooth enough. I mean, I can do it.
Okay. So you're just centering it around with equal borders on it?
It's actually going to go the other way. So rotate it. Yeah. So it's going to go edge to edge all the way on the bottom. So when you glue it, Elena, I'll show you, it's going to go all the way to the bottom. So going to rotate it so that it goes, yes. And then you can do 2 things when you ink up this big stamp. If you want to use parts of it, because it says growing old is mandatory, growing up is optional, happy birthday. I cut my stamp, which I realize is controversial, but I have no problems doing this. Other people find this to be tragic. So the other way, if you don't want to cut your stamp, is you can put a Post-it note on it, ink it up, and then pull the Post-it note off before you stamp it. I just think it's wasteful.
So do you just use really scissors and do
I
it?
really just use scissors.
Okay, no, thank you. I need like all those little.
Yeah, and I use like kitchen shears. I don't use snips. Like I just use like. So you can marker as well. That's a 3rd way to do it. And that's totally fine too. I don't mind cutting mine up. It doesn't bother me. And on the 3rd or 4th card we're actually going to do this part in black and this part in blue. So then at that point, just cut it. So anyway, if you're opposed to that, you don't have to, but I did. So don't panic when you see this come around.
So you also don't put the,
so I put the stickers on when I'm not feeling lazy. I'm incredibly lazy right now.
it would make it kind of easier because you can see it.
Yeah, it is easier if you put the stickers on.
Is there a trick to that or no?
Yeah, I'll show you on the
Sorry,
no, it's good. I'll show you on this one because that'll be a good one to mount. I'm definitely not putting a sticker on the one I cut because I don't even know what that would look like. Maybe I should have stickered it first, right? You know? Yeah, maybe that would have been smarter, but I got zealous. All right, so we're just stamping happy birthday, just upper right hand corner. We're going to pass that around. And then you each have a pack of ribbon in your kit and we're going to use it. So if you want to cut open your ribbon.
Please, a bit too much. I don't know.
Yeah, tap, tap, tap. It's probably good. Yeah.
What kind of snips are those?
These are the Stampin' Up snips. Here, take those. I brought extra because I wasn't sure if everybody.
They still sell these.
They do. Yeah, they're $10.
Crooked.
You're incredibly crooked. That's not just like baby crooked. That's like super duper crooked. But
How can I fix it?
well, so we have 2 choices. We can take the DSP off and we can get our little, hold on, don't peel it. We're going to use a little spatula.
I need these lessons. This isn't.
No, this
all
is
going
good.
on your recording.
And yes, but that's good. We like lessons. It's okay. Lessons are good. So we're going to use the spatula because this is why God invented this. So we're just going to, did you use liquid glue or did you use runner? Okay, good. Runners. Yeah, runner's better. So we're going to spatula this piece off, hopefully. No, it's really good because everybody learns all the fun things. And so
She's very good though.
It's a little,
Thank you.
all right, let's see if I can get this off. If I can't, well, I might have to get a new piece of DSP. And I might be able to. Oh yeah, it's coming. There we go. There we go. All right.
I've got all this stuff I'm not cutting.
Well, and yeah, we're just gonna flip it over. So, and I'll just put some fresh glue on the back just to.
No. I get to try to mess it up again.
Second time's a charm, right?
Thank you for sharing this to me.
I still got a little.
My first one was a little crooked. This one's crooked, but I mean, you can't really tell once you have a bow. And guinea pigs, they distract. All right, give it a go. And maybe practice on your grid paper first. Yeah, always a good thing, you know.
And I usually do that. That was a little better, right? Between the two.
You never know. All right, and then you're gonna cut 2 pieces of ribbon for this because we're gonna make a false bow on the front. So we're making a bow.
Faux bow.
A faux bow, yes, thank you, Lynn. So we're gonna wrap the ribbon and then we're gonna make a separate bow and glue the bow down. So there's not as much pressure to try to make a bow on your sheet while you do it. So you're gonna cut a piece that's wider than your card.
Okay, I still want to listen how do you open this stuff.
I can show you, yeah, so here's how I do it. I just stick my scissors underneath the plastic. I just kind of get my snips in here wherever I can. And
Can you tell
then, no, it's good. So I got my scissors under there and then I do that because I can't ever find the start or the end of it.
So you're joining this as big as.
I'm doing one piece that's got a little bit, maybe 3/4 of an inch on either side. So just a little bit hanging over because we're going to tape that behind.
Not making a bow out of this?
No, not that piece. And then you'll make a bow. So hold your spool and just make a little bow on the end of your spool. I do 2 bunny ears and crossover. Everybody has a different bow making situation. Some people use the bow maker because that makes them happy. It's basically a fork, like a wooden fork. You can just use a fork as well. Because yes, it's funny. I have another lady who comes to my class and she always comes to my Christmas ones and she's always got her little bow maker with her. And she has sold so many of those by coming to my class because everybody's like, they're just, yeah, she's excited about it and no one wants, yeah, you can do a little bit smaller. Yeah, tighten it up. It's going to be pretty tight over on the corner. So then you're going to flip your sheet over and you're going to put adhesive on the back and put it really close to the edge because that's how we're going to glue. So see, we're going to take this piece and we're just going to wrap it around.
Did you glue on the back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm still stuck here. Is this small enough?
Yeah, that's cute. And then we've got our pieces kind of glued down in the back. So you'll just want to, yeah, do you need like let me get you, I've got an extra butter somewhere. I just don't know where.
Where's the part? Is the glue back here?
Yes.
Just a little?
Everywhere on the edges. So you're going to go kind of like, because you're basically going to glue this down in a second. So you're just going to do all 4 sides.
And I'm wrapping this ribbon.
Mm-hmm. And
Is
then
there a right side and a wrong side to this ribbon?
this one doesn't seem to have a right and a wrong. It just seems to be, and then I just kind of wrap it back behind there. And just go boy. There we go. And then we're just going to center it on here. And okay, glue dots. Yeah, and then we're just going to use a glue dot to put our little bow on. Yeah. And ta-da. All right, so there's some glue dots. I've got more of those to do. I had like a roll that had like 4 left and I got frustrated, so I threw it in my drawer. You know why? I wanted a fresh roll, but there we go. All right. So now we've kind of built the base, and now we're going to build the little circles. And there's lots of circles. So this class used the Give It a Whirl dies, which are really interesting. It's a really interesting die set. So there's no die set for this stamp set. Like this is just, it's just an independent stamp set, which is cool. I like it. But the Give It a Whirl dies are these dies that are made to make an interactive card. So it's like a spinner card. It's actually really cool. But what everybody in the Stampin' Up community likes is all the shapes, because there's hearts and clouds and stars and cute little banner pieces and these tiny little arrows. Like, so everybody likes it for that. Like, I think these were kind of popular when they first came out last year. Like everybody was making these spinner card things. And now all you really see is people using the extra pieces.
What's the big one?
So the big one actually cuts the front of the card where there's a notch, and then there's a hole here for your brad to go through so that you can create the spinner that goes behind it.
So it's not for the mini one, it's for the big one. Right?
It is definitely for the big one. Yeah. Now all the little pieces fit into the mini.
Okay.
It's just the big piece. You wouldn't be able to make the spinner card part, but all the little ones fit. Yeah. It's a very, I don't know that I would make a lot of spinner cards.
And it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but do I really like the clouds and the stars and the hearts and everything else? Yes. And that's one reason why I got it. I think I've made like 2 spinner cards.
So does it make the outer and the inner?
Yeah, that's what's so,
nice too.
yeah. So it makes this kind of like outer edge piece and then this inner circle. And then it actually makes this other circle too. So it's really interesting. The card just uses these 2 pieces. We're not using this. You could if you wanted to. So you could kind of lay these out eventually when you get them all stamped and say, yeah, I want to use this too. And I think that's super fun. And that looks, you know, like that looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be a, you know, a pretty, it's a very different looking card if you use the little outlining pieces. So just FYI. But you have them, I cut them, you might use them on something else. If you want more of them, I have many extra. So, you know, if you've got visions,
They're pretty cute.
they are cute. And we'll use it on another one too. All right, so you've got your 3 white circles. We're gonna stamp a tiny guinea pig on one. I know, I was like,
sides.
3 sides, 3. Hold on, where's the stamp set? Oh, it's right under me. Okay, that was definitely a lost it on my work surface kind of a moment. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna do, all right, so we're gonna stamp the 2 guinea pigs and Memento.
And we're using Memento because then you can use the alcohol.
Blend markers, exactly. So we're using a water-based ink. See, Nancy, you know a lot. So we're using a water-based black ink so that we can use alcohol markers and not make a big muddy mess. And then we're going to use the old olive to stamp the little sentiment right in the middle. Yeah. And the sentiment is very teeny. If you want the sentiment, I will slide that way. And then we're going to color our little guinea pigs. And we're going to do, if you have some pink, like a flirty flamingo, you can add a little bit of pink on the inside of his ears and on his nose. It's cute. You don't have to, but it's cute. And then we're going to color his body. The middle of his body is going to be colored with the ivory marker. And then I had a bronze marker. It was, it disappeared. Let's use that. It disappeared at an event at Bella Vita. I don't know. Like I checked with Susan. She doesn't have it in hers.
Okay. but I can turn it over.
Hey, it's a circle. It's a piece of white paper. It has two sides. You don't have to press as hard when you stamp.
That's too hard. You know, I did that, don't you?
Yep, because you can see the ring.
I screwed this one up too.
And then look, you trade with me.
There you
And then
go.
look, it magically always works out.
I got closer. That one was good. It just I hit the edge.
Yeah, it's okay. No big deal. Here. You did good. So the body of him is going to be a little bit of pink and that. And then the outside of him is supposed to be a bronze marker, but I don't have it. So we're going to use this kind of like dark brown. It's one of the skin tone ones.
Did you do his lips pink or anything? No.
I just did his nose a little pink, but you kind of can't see it once you put that ivory on top. So he, so blend markers, bleed. I don't know, Elena, how much you've used.
I have not used the one.
Okay, so they bleed. So you're going to want to color in a way that leaves a border or an edge. It'll fill to the border, is the best way I can.
Okay, I'm listening to that. So you don't hit the black line.
Right, exactly. I just go right next to the black line. Exactly. And then you'll just see it kind of just fills in.
So if I hit his face, it's gonna bleed.
Uh-huh. And
Just doing his ears in this?
yeah, and his nose, his little nose holes, nostrils, that's what they're called, not nose holes. So nose holes, is that good? Okay.
So if you miss some of it, it's fine, right?
Yeah. And then here's his.
So why
body.
did Nebraska done?
It's probably not done.
Why didn't you use the other kind of ink so we could touch the black line?
So I like these colors better. They're more vibrant. And we can blend them. So like on this guy, we're not blending much, but on the next couple, we're gonna blend colors a little bit and you'll see kind of why it looks better. I think our Stampin' Up, like our Stampin' Right markers are kind of flat. Like they're great for stamping, like if you want to do stamp to marker and stuff like that, you know, but when it comes to actually coloring something, it just, it doesn't have the same punch. The vibrancy isn't there.
And the pencils.
I love the watercolor pencils. They're fun. And they would have looked okay, but we don't have as big of a color spectrum with those. So one of the cards we have, the corgi's tongue is like this bright, bright red. You just can't get that with a watercolor pencil. So
This is juicy.
Juicy, yes.
Is it brand new?
That one is newer. Yeah, those are newer. The skin tone collection they came out with last spring because we didn't have a good variety of skin tones. And so we were really happy that they came out. There's 10 skin tone colors, which is really nice. So you get like the full color spectrum. And because there's 10 and you can mix and match them, you end up with 100 different skin tones that you can make. It's pretty cool. So, and then once you colored your friends, then you can, maybe it's really pink on that one. You're just going to mount them on your circle, and then you're just going to put your circles on your card with some dimensionals.
I mean, it's okay if I left kind of a lot of white.
It's okay. I mean, yeah, whatever sketchy look you want. Yeah, those are very new markers. So, and I don't use the skin tones as much as I do maybe some of the other, you know, colors. So, and then,
I ran. Look at that.
I'm trying to see if I can like cover up this little boo-boo with this other little one. Haha, I can't. I did. Look at that. I just moved them around. Haha, excellent. And then you have a pack of pearls. So these are the iridescent pearls. So they're kind of shiny. They're really fun. And there's actually, so the package is smaller than our traditional pearls, but there's more in this package than there is in the regular pearls, which is kind of wild. So I was like, oh, that's fun. So I just sprinkle them around. There's like 350 versus 300 or something. I don't know. No, 150 versus 100. That's what it was. Yeah. So there is our first card.
Cute.
Yeah, that's super cute. So, and then, and then do you have the dark marker now? Okay, good. So you can color the outside of your guy. I'm gonna borrow the ivory when you're done because I think I hit the nose with too much pink.
It doesn't matter because you're okay. So now I'm
Just mount them on there. Yeah.
green, gray, and orange. Okay, did you use the
I just used regular glue. You can use wet or snail.
so when you say regular glue, do you mean this stuff?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. You can just use snail or you can use wet glue. It doesn't really matter. And you're just gonna stick them on your circles.
These are dry, like I can just do
Yeah.
one line across?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, this stuff dries really fast. The only thing I would recommend is if you're gonna do a lot of blend markering, to have like an open air space or get some good airflow. They are alcohol based. So if you do a lot of it in a room, you might pass out. I don't know. All things are possible. Yeah, no big deal. Ventilation is important. You did it?
Yeah, that doesn't sound.
Oh, it's really, I think that this is the narrow, it's a really tight edge between those two. So that's a really hard thing
Good enough.
to hit. And then, oh yeah, I was cleaning some stamps. So I had made a mess. All right. So. And then the next card is this one. I'll show Lynn. So this one, and I'm going to get it close to the camera just so you can see. So see, there's a little bit of pink on his cheeks and in his ear. So I put the pink down first, and then I kind of added the gray on top. And then I also did a little bit of the darker saffron and then the lighter. So it got like, you get a little bit more dimension to his crown, which is kind of cool. And then this circle is laid down flat and this one's popped up with dimensionals. And then that's on there with glue dots. So in case you're wondering, kind of, it's nice to get a close-up view, I think, of the card. So, and then I'll show you this one up close too. So you can kind of see. I put them up on dimensionals. It's okay, you can throw dimensionals on the back there, even with the glue on. Yeah, it's totally fine.
So some with, some without, it won't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I did them all with dimensionals, so, but it doesn't matter. You can do some with and some without. So, and like this one, I put this one different, right? I mean, because I was covering that little, you know,
Boo-boo.
boo-boo.
Someone's boo-boo.
Hey, it works. You can still read it. It's illegible. So, all right, good. So, 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards. What do we need for this one? More stamps. We need our kitty. And we need cute sentiment. Oh. Let's see. All right, so mounting, tips for mounting if you are going to mount. So I'm going to mount the kitty. I'm going to peel away the backer of the kitty sticker. So I've got the sticker still on the sheet, right? And then I've got my guy, and I just want to look at where, like, I use like really big divots to make sure that I'm lining up the sticker. So I kind of use that divot as my kind of guide. So if they have really nice defined shapes, it's really easy to put the sticker on. When they're kind of nebulous and blobby, like the sentiments, it gets a lot harder to get it straight. And if the sticker's crooked, then you have to know how you crookeded the sticker in order to stay up straight, right? So I think it's easier to just not have it, but I mean, it's possible. You just have to you have to really practice. And I think it is easier to practice mounting on defined shapes like the kitty or the corgi. Like those would be ones that would be easier to do. This is definitely like a lot harder. And I just use an edge. So I just make sure that when I put it on, I kind of use one edge. So I'm only looking at like the right hand edge when I mount this. And the key is to make sure you're mounting it right side up, right? Because I've definitely put a sticker on a sentiment upside down before. And it's very difficult, if not impossible, to get the stickers off. FYI.
Okay.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, I've done it, but it's not pretty at all. Okay, so our next one is Kitty, and it's also white. On the inside, you're gonna see a piece of gray. So it'll be your next, it won't be that one. It'll be one of the ones that's folded. It has a big gray kind of scallopy piece. So, so that'll be your clue for this one. So, and then we're going to cut some more DSP. So this time we're going to cut the one that has the kind of the hearts, but it's the mushrooms. So if it's easier to find the mushroom piece of paper, I know it's very pretty paper. And at first I was like, yeah, I don't need baby paper. And then I'm like, oh no, but I could do a lot more than baby stuff with this because they sold it as a baby suite. So yeah, it came as a baby suite. So it's just that mushroom paper. And you guys ended up getting a half a pack of paper, which is quite a bit. So you'll have plenty to play with. Yeah. And this is I need to get a measuring thing. I think it's two. It's 2 by 5.5. So you can just cut 2 off the kind of the top of your piece, and that'll kind of help you conserve paper. And then you're just going to glue that down at the bottom. So 2 by 5.5. And then you'll just trim like a 1/2 inch off of there. And I like the mushrooms a lot as well, by the way. I think the mushroom paper is really cute. It's going to make good fall cards. There's definitely some cute fall looking papers in here. Okay. So once you've got that, then you can glue your piece on the bottom of your card. So just flush to the bottom. And I'm gonna find my white pig. You know, my guinea pig. And then this is a fun way to add an accent piece without like actually adding like a lot of bulk or ribbon to your situation. You're just going to put this piece of cardstock right on, you're just going to butt it right up to it. So you just like are going to like glue this right next to it. But it adds a really nice pop, and it's not ribbon, it's not bulky, but it's a nice accent piece. So you'll just do your DSP, and then you kind of butt your cardstock piece right up against it. And then I went ahead and mounted my gray square thing on, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay. My gray square thing on with dimensionals. Because that's what I think. That's what I was gonna say. It's probably gonna be worse. There you go. It'll be fine. You're gonna cover it with a big gray thing anyway, so don't worry.
Oh, I should never do this on no sleep.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah.
Okay. And
No.
then this with the dimensionals.
Yeah, I just did dimensionals. She went on a girls' weekend and they all snored.
Oh, I have never, ever.
Oops. Yeah, we my favorite was when my mother-in-law was snoring when we went on a trip, and I would wake her up and tell her you're snoring, and she'd say, "No, I'm not," and then she would fall back
That's
asleep.
what these little said.
And I was like, "No, you're awake right now. The minute you close your eyes, you start snoring again." And luckily, we were all sharing a room at a Stampin' Up conference actually. And I thought Candy was going to kill her, like literally thought she might smother her with a pillow. She was like, "Make her stop." I'm like, "I'm trying, but I can't. And I don't know what to do." She has a CPAP machine now, so all is well. And
And I did mention usually when people snore,
I know.
it means that
it means you're not getting good sleep and that your airways are restricted, and you should probably,
Okay, did you center it?
I did. Yeah. As best as I could. Top, bottom, left, right.
You're a really good eye.
Yeah. Some days it's a little crooked. My husband says all the pictures in the house are a little off. So, all right. So we're going to set that aside.
Hello.
Oh yeah. Definitely got to take all the backs off the dimensionals.
I drank one night. Sorry, whoever's listening.
No, it's okay. Lynn, I'm sure understands. We understand what it's like not to get good sleep. It's no bueno. All right. So then what we're going to do is we're going to stamp the kitty on the left of this little white sheet that we've got. And so I'm just going to kind of stamp him, to the left-ish. I don't know. So I'll like this, like left-ish, you can pass him that way if you want some black ink. Ready?
It seems like just being so
and then I'm going to give you some tips for coloring the cat. So we have a dark smoky slate and a light smoky slate. So I'm going to color. Everybody has a different philosophy on this, by the way. So just FYI. All right. So I'm taking, and I'm going to do the pink of his ear and a little bit of pink on his cheeks. And I'm going to do the dark. So I do the dark and the pink first.
Okay.
So kind of where the shadows would be, right? Then I'm going to come in with the light marker and I'm going to kind of go over it. So what's cool about the blend markers is that your paper won't pill. So you know how sometimes when you're like, so when you're coloring with stuff, but because it's alcohol based, you can keep rubbing and you can color over an area and it's not going to pill. It's not going to cause it to, like tear your paper, which is kind of nice. All right. And then I just kind of colored around. If there's any kind of like harsh lines, like where my light and my dark kind of come together, then I just go back over. But see how that now gives you like a nice, a little dimension. You can't get that with regular markers. Like, it's not possible. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hand you the kitty markers. And then I'm going to do the same thing and I'm going to show you for the crown. So I'm going to add a little bit of dark yellow at the bottom where the shadow would be, right? And then I'm going to come back with my light and I'm going to kind of go over that spot. And then I'm going to add more yellow to the top. Yeah. So now, it's subtle, but you can see, right? There's some variation
And
there.
you're so careful still not to hit the black line.
I am. Yeah, I'm just kind of coloring. I'm coloring inside the lines. That is what my art teacher said, and I shall try very hard. So.
See my eyes.
Yes, I know. So that gives us some nice dimension for him. And you know, makes it, I don't know. I think he looks way cuter than he would if he was just like a flat stamped, you know. Yeah, I think the cat, the crown, I mean, I think all of it. I think that the coloring is.
Did you put anything on his dots?
You know, I think it's so small. I'm
Okay,
not
don't
even
do
sure
it.
you can
Okay.
see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know that it's worth it. And then this stamp, Nancy, I'm going to hand you this because this is the stamp for the circle, and it is incredibly tight left and right.
Go ahead, do it. Save yourself the show.
I was like, just
Thank
FYI.
you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's just really tight. Like that one is even a little bit
This
off.
is such a cat person card.
It's so cute. It's so cute. And
I'm not a cat person, but I have so many, you know.
we all have cat friends, right?
Yeah.
We all know those cat friends. So. All right, so here is the. I'll actually just sing yours for you. How's that sound?
What are you singing of that little sign?
Yeah, and it's just really tight left and right.
I'm just gonna grab that thing.
You guys can share. Got it. Good. All right. Make them up with extra 2 sides to every piece of paper. And then I added just a little bit of pink on his cheeks too. So I did just a little bit.
Did you do it last?
I did. No, I did it first actually. And then I just kind of avoided it as I took the light gray in. I think he's such a smiley, cute kitty too. Like he's a pretty cute kitty.
Okay, so I'm doing the bottom third.
So I did probably like, you know, up kind of part way to his cap, you know, his kind of calves. And then I did one little line of dark on his tail. Yep. And then I would say maybe halfway up his legs. Oh, you can go a little bit higher. Yeah. Here you go. And you can just go straight across the whole set of them because you really won't be able to tell the difference. And then I did a little bit of dark by his, I guess his jowls, right? Like the little kind of the outside of his cheeks. I don't know if that's what that's technically called in kitty terms, but
Did you do anywhere else with the pink, just his cheeks and his ears?
cheeks and his ears, yeah.
I like the crown. I didn't think I would.
Yeah, I
I
like
like
it.
the crown.
I do too. And at first when I got the set, I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's
Watch me
actually
do it. She cut it off. And I thought that was interesting.
Oh,
I thought that
yeah.
was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely do that. I mean,
Yeah, I just a kitty with no crown.
yeah, I
guess that
mean,
was her thing.
he'd be cute, you know, without one, but I think he's
I
kind of
like
cute
it.
with one too. So when you're doing this, I popped the sentiment up with dimensionals. So you can do that while you're kind of waiting. No, it's fine. You're good. I'm always conscious of the recording. Actually, it's not really about the in person. And then I just glued this down with wet glue. So this was something. So this went with dimensionals, and then this seems kind of weird and backwards. I know, but I just put some wet glue on here, and then I kind of just stuck it around here and kind of shimmied it down and glued it down. It was the only way I could figure out how to like get the middle centered and get the, you know, I don't know. I worked backwards on this one. I'm a lefty. Many times I do work backwards.
So you did center it on the whole thing?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. And then you have extra hearts in here because we're going to use these on the box if you want later, or you could just use them on whatever you want. But one of the little hearts will go on here. Yeah, you can do, yeah, totally. You can do whatever you want. That's super cute. So
Crown, you said you did.
I did a little bit of dark at the bottom and then just the rest of it light.
God, these are close.
Yeah, I know, the dark and the light. So what Nancy's doing is she's adding this like dark kind of circle to it, which is really cute too. So oh, sweet sorbet, that's it. I didn't have enough sweet sorbet paper. I had to order some more. I guess I had already gone through a lot of it. And then we're gonna add a pearl here too, because why not? Why not? So Lynn, your friends came to Tulsa and surprised you for your birthday.
Yes, they did.
That sounds amazing.
So much fun, and it was a complete surprise.
That is so wild.
Yeah.
That is so cool and so nice and so awesome. That's so sweet. It wasn't a notable birthday, right? It was just a birthday.
Well, we were going to go to Colorado for my 75th, and then COVID poked into that. So they kind of treated this like my 75th.
That's nice. That's sweet. That's really sweet.
I told them they have 2 more years to get it right. So if I didn't get a crown.
That's funny. Yeah, this is a cute
Very cute.
card. Yeah. Yeah, I knew I wanted to get the stamp set, like when I saw the catalog, it went on my list, but then I was like, well, it fell down the list. And then I was like, okay, no, I'm doing it. It's a great all occasion set. So yeah, you're going to do gray. Yeah. Oh, cute, cute, cute. That's awesome. Oh, let me show here. I'll show Lynn. Because that's cool. Oh yeah, we'll pretend. I was like, we'll pretend. Cute. Let me see. So this is cute. Like this is like, so she added a little piece on there. Yeah. So that's fun. That's awesome. Yeah, that's why I figured I was like, yeah, if we have lots of extras of these, like somebody will use them for something fun. So I think someone did Olympic rings out of them. I thought that was kind of cute. Like for maybe last summer with the Olympics. Yeah, I don't know. So they're fun.
Okay, is there a right and a wrong side?
There is, yep, definitely. Yeah, with anything with stitching, there's going to be a right and a wrong side. If there's no stitching on it, I usually feel like it's okay to flip it. Sometimes you'll see kind of the cutting edge, but if there's stitching, there's definitely a right and a wrong side. He's cute.
Shimmy down.
Shimmy it down. It's not hard.
No.
Yeah, it actually went on pretty easy. So,
I like it.
yeah.
Did you put pearls on this too?
I put a pearl on the little heart that goes on there. And then you'll have 3 extra hearts that can go on the box. So,
You put it flat.
I did. I just put it on a glue
Right
dot.
on the wrong side.
Definitely right and the wrong side on that one too. Yeah, and these I feel like sometimes with our older stitching, you could flip it and it would be okay. But with this one, I feel like it's really clear which side is right and which side is wrong. Like it's very well established one way or the other. Do you need some wet glue for yours? Here, there's probably not a ton left in there, but you can tap it down and it'll work. So I've been hanging on to that one for a while, trying to get it all out. And the last card is pretty fancy. It's a fancy fold.
Are we making 3 or 4?
We're making 4. The next card is really simple. And then the last one's like super fancy. And then there's the box. And the box just needs, So I put together probably 2 packages of these boxes wrong
Oh,
until I realized how you're supposed to put the box together. So I get to admit when I don't know how to do something, and I clearly did not know what I was doing. I was like, I don't understand. Why would they have made a box that you can't reopen? This doesn't make sense. This is so weird. Why do I have to close the box with glue in order to get it to close? I
okay.
was fussing, and I just glued it down flat. So just with Tombow or, you know, whatever. The kitty, that kind of whole piece just goes flat down on the gray. I mean, you could put it up with dimensionals, but there's probably already enough dimension here that you wanted to get through the mail somehow, right? So
Have you had that happen that it doesn't? Yeah, I did.
yeah, the only thing I've had is like sometimes like the pearl or the rhinestone will like pierce through the envelope, you know? Okay, I got it. But I have an entire box of stamps and order from Stampin' Up that's missing right now, which is sad, and it's definitely USPS's fault. So they UPS handed it off to USPS, which is weird because they like never do that with our Stampin' Up stuff. And I guess our mailman must have been drunk or something because there's like 9 of us missing packages from Friday night. It didn't get delivered until like 6 o'clock at night. And none of us, so all the parcel lockers, there's no keys in any of them. So we think that he put packages in all the parcel lockers and forgot to hand out all the keys.
Oh,
So it shows as delivered because he put it in there, but we don't have it. And so like I was in a tizzy on Friday night about this. And then I'm just like, you know what? Just breathe. It's just stamps. It'll be okay, you know, like, but I was definitely having a moment. So, yeah. So I have 1 stamp set. I'm doing my Merrymaker class, my Christmas class tomorrow. Yeah. And I had ordered an extra stamp set because a lady ordered it. She hasn't paid me, but I know I was like, "Burn." But anyway, I'd ordered an extra one of the stamp set for her, and it's in that box. And I was like,
So were these extras for us?
so those are going to go on the box. So you can just kind of set them aside. Yeah. And they'll be for the box later. It is literally the only, like, there's not a lot of embellishment on the box. So the box could be used for something else. And I'll show that to you. So, let's do the box. We might as well. We've been talking about it. Let's do a box. All right. So, Stampin' Up has had like somebody new must be in charge of boxes is what I've decided, because the boxes that came in the paper pumpkin this month are similar to the craft boxes that we used at our Bella Vita event last month in the way that they fold, and it's not normal, and this is also not normal. So there's 3 tabs, whereas on a normal box you would see 4 tabs. So you're like, who gets what tabs and where, right? So what I ended up doing was terribly, I put the whole box together and I glued the whole thing together. And then I was like super angry that I couldn't get it open. Well, now I know. So you can go ahead and score all your lines and make sure that your box is all, you know, bent, scored inward. But the 2 little flaps are going to go on. These 2 sets are going to make the base. So the base will be a full square, and the top is just a hinge that comes over. So the easiest way I can describe it is take the 3M pieces off the 4 tabs that are by the base. So ignore the window sheet and take the 3M tabs off of these guys. So these 2 and these 2.
Oh, wait, I gotta go the same way you are.
No, you were the same way I was.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And then make your base here. So this becomes your base. Yep.
Sorry.
On the inside. Yep. There you go. A tricky little like stickers to get off. My nails are thin enough. I can probably, yeah, I was like, my nails are thin, so like I can. And then basically it's gonna create like it's like a little, it's a clamshell box. But we've never made one like this. Yes, thank you. I was like, thank you. That's a proper term for it. Yep. And then do these tabs. And then these, right, are gonna go on the top, right, exactly. And so that's gonna go towards your inside, right, exactly.
I'm like sweating.
No, I know, this box was like, I mean, and I ended up putting together a ton of them incorrectly, and now I know how to do them, so now I'm quite pleased with myself. But because it makes sense, like now the box is like, you can open the box and you can stick cards in it, and then you can close the box. It's reusable. It makes much more sense.
Okay, so the bottom is right.
Yep. And
So
now you're just going to put those two on the inside of there. Yep, that one's going to go in there. And then all we're going to do once we have our cards in is we're just going to wrap some ribbon and make it look cute and stick our little hearts on it. It's super. So you don't have to do this now, but I will do it now just to show you. Yep.
So does it go inside?
It goes outside.
It does go outside. I think that's.
Yeah, that's right. And then you're just going to use the ribbon to kind of cinch it down. Yep. And once you've had the ribbon kind of tying it down, then it'll kind of cinch together. So you could score it a little too. And then you don't have to put the ribbon on it right now because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, but then you can stick your 3 little hearts kind of like so, right? Like I could do like, so I'm just gonna do my hearts like this. Yes. And then, you know, it's cute and it's decorated, but it's not, you know, it's multifunctional. Like, I think it's nice to have a box that's maybe not so specific. And I'm just going to use glue dots because they're easiest. And
So does it need to go on the order, huh?
yeah, I love glue dots and they last forever. Like, so there we go. So ta-da. Yeah, easy. And I think the box is cool. So they come in a pack of 10. So it's a nice way to pack up. Like if you have a lot of extra cards and you want to give them away or sell them, it's a nice way to like get cards out the door. So like last week I went to the women's luncheon here in town and I like brought a set of cards. It was like a door prize or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is nice. Like here, like a nice box set, you know? The lady who got them was super jazzed. So
Nice.
it was great. Okay. 2 cards left. We got this. Go team, go. All right. So the next one, I'm gonna pull it out so you can see it. I know he's doing good. He actually does really well in his playpen. So, all right. So I'm showing Lynn first. So this one, we're gonna stamp the kitty on this piece, and then this is cut and fussy cut. I know. And this is where we're gonna stamp the top part of the sentiment in black and the bottom part in blue. So this is the next one. So a little bit more, you know, a little more fussy. Yeah. I was like, we're growing in fussiness. The last one is crazy, but it's cool. Even though you're tired, I'm glad you came in person, Nancy. So
No one needed it.
yeah, it's nice. I think it's good to, you know, it's good to be in person for card class. Like if you have to be because you don't live here anymore, Lynn, then that's fine. But
Boo-hoo-hoo.
boo-hoo-hoo, I know. All right. So this card packet has some blue stars And it has a piece of so saffron and a piece of white. And then it has a little scrap piece. So your scrap is what we're going to stamp the corgi on, and we're going to punch him out or punch him out. Ha ha ha. We're going to cut him with scissors. But we're going to need a piece of DSP. So you're going to need the yellow DSP. It has the big trees and kind of the big scene on the other side. Look at your scenery pieces because you might want to be selective.
I like the trees.
I know. So you might want to be selective as to which piece of this you sacrifice, because I'll show
The
Lynn.
bottom is so good.
Well, and so
The
that's
whole scene.
so that's funny. And I really like the top because I like the little fox and I think he's really cute. So it might be that you do like maybe you trim, some pieces and you use like a middle piece. You need a piece that is 5 1/4 by 4.
Oh, it's a big piece.
It is a big piece. Now you could see how the stripes go the other way. You could cut it so that it's like this. So you've got a 4-inch strip here, which would work on a card front. You have a 4-inch strip here, which would work on a card front. And then this is your piece. And then your zigzags are just going a different way, which is inconsequential.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So if that's what you want to do and you want to preserve the top and the bottom, I think that's the smartest way to do it.
Okay, so what was again 4 by what?
4. So just do 4-inch strips. So cut 4 by 5 1/4. Yeah. So cut 4 that way.
And
It's okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Cut your 4-inch strips because you want to preserve the top and the bottom.
so are you saying like cut in the middle here?
Yeah. So we're just gonna cut because this is 12, right? So if we cut a 4-inch strip here, that means you
I
get to keep
that.
right.
Both of them.
You get to
Okay.
keep that.
Okay.
And then if you cut a 4-inch strip here, you get to keep this, which is lovely.
Okay.
And then this piece, you're just going to cut to 5 1/4.
So just get it together.
No, it's okay. It's important to know.
And I even like this to stamp a cinnamon on
Yeah.
this one.
And it's because it's a light enough pattern you can.
So cute.
Yeah. It's really nice paper and the scenes are hard. It's hard to pick and choose like what you'll sacrifice.
It's funny when I like the opposites.
Well,
It's like-
I think that everybody, that's why I like learning in classes. I ask people, I'm always like, what's your favorite? Because I want to know like what people are interested in, like to me, that bottom's really boring. I'm like, whatever, back, I want the fox. And there's another piece that has a bear.
The bear was,
A bear. Yeah. Don't mess with the bear.
I even used one that was part of his hand.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, don't mess with the bear, leave him be. So once you have that piece cut, 5 1/4 by 4, then you're just gonna put it on your card front. So that's easy.
Bear's precious.
Yeah, the bear is
The
really.
owl is too, and the fox.
I know
is.
it's really cute paper. I mean, they did a great job. So
I don't think I like it.
yeah. All right, so now I need to mount us some more items. All right, so we need the kitty back. And then we need part of that sentiment and this sentiment. Okay. So I'm going to tell you that this sentiment was hard to stamp straight, partly because I think the stamp was cut crooked, which is not what you want to hear. I know. So we're going to stamp the sentiment on the black. We're going to stamp in black on the white. And if it doesn't turn out, then you can flip it over and you'll learn. I had to flip mine over. So that just tells you how good it went. So I don't really know why it's so crooked, but I think they cut it wrong. So, all right, so we're going to try it. If it's crooked, it's not terrible. So I'm okay with mine, but this is going to go in your bigger white piece. And then we need the tiny happy birthday. I need another block. I also didn't come back with all my blocks. We think Susan has some of them. So her and I are going to do an exchange of items next weekend. She was like, I can't. Hey, you got it straight. Good job. Now you have to stamp the happy birthday under it straight too.
I mean, it's not that straight, but it's
Straighter.
straighter.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you my Balmy Blue needs to be re-inked. So kind of over ink your stamp, you know, like, but don't press too hard because you don't want to get the edges, right? So.
That sounded better doing it with the drink.
All right. And then we're going to stamp the kitty. And the corgi.
Did you hear what the queen did with her corgis?
That she stopped braiding them
Well, did you hear who she gave her remaining ones to?
to Prince
Yeah.
Albert, right? Or no, Prince
Andrew and
Andrew.
Fergie.
Okay. Okay.
Fergie.
That's sweet.
Well, because like she stopped reading them because she knew they would outlive her.
Yeah.
And then I guess Fergie and her had a real connection about, and I think Andrew had actually given her one of them. Am I telling the story right?
Yeah.
I know I'm a dog story person. I know. So it's just made me happy that they found good homes that love them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the rest of the family gave
No, a toot about them.
Thank you.
All right. So what we're going to do is you're going to stamp your kitty on, you're kind of building this scene, right? So the kitty's going to go over here and your corgi is going to go over on your scrap piece because we're going to cut them out in a minute. So do your kitty first on your scene, and then the corgi over. You don't need the fan, so don't worry about the fan part. So we're going to kind of trim around him in a minute. Yeah. And then we're going to color it all, which is kind of a pain. So especially for you, Lynn, sorry, the coloring. It's very similar coloring that we've done. So the kitty's going to be gray with the pink. And then the corgi, we're going to leave the center white and we're going to make his tongue like a really bright red. It's a sweet sorbet. So he's a little wild, but
Getting just. Did you ink the whole thing?
I did. I just inked the whole thing. It doesn't matter. So I've got his.
I have two sides. I screwed up.
Oh yeah, and I've got plenty of scrap
So I
paper.
just need to get his butt on.
Mm-hmm.
On.
There you go. That's what you need, and that's all you need. So. Oh. I was like, I could have given you a new piece of paper. All right, so we've got some pink. So I did his corgi tongue in red, sweet sorbet, and then we got a lot of pink for the pink guy. And then I'm gonna do.
Could have also tried the other side. I suppose.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but you trimmed it. That was interesting. Yeah, your instinct was like,
It's already straight. It's just not straight on the paper.
That's funny.
Each other.
Straight with something, right?
Yes.
That's funny. I think is that left in the dark? Yeah.
She love these ears.
Yeah, they're hilarious. I mean, I think that whoever the artist was on this did a really good job, like capturing the fun, I think, of both of the animals. Like, I had guinea pigs for a while in college. I did. And one of them lived actually a really long time. That's for the corgi. So we've got just his yeah, and then she ended up getting an upper respiratory infection, and I guess once a guinea pig gets an upper respiratory infection, they don't recover, and so she never bounced back. I had two in the beginning, but the other one passed away kind of early on. Yes, it is. So the funniest thing was when the first guinea pig passed away, the second guinea pig was trapped, and it's not, that part's not funny. But it was like kind of stuck behind a log, like the guinea pig had passed away in the front of the log. Anyway, so we panicked because we had just gotten them like maybe 6 months, maybe not even 6 months. So we took him to the vet, and the deceased one and the live one, because I didn't know what to do. And I was like, and I was, 20 something. I was not versed in guinea pig. Like I didn't know really what I was doing. So I know. And guinea pig, like, I don't know. So they took the guinea pig, the live guinea pig. They said he's having trouble breathing. So we're going to give him oxygen. And they took an oxygen mask and they literally shoved the entire guinea pig in the oxygen mask. And then like kind of just stuck a piece of plastic on the backside and made like almost like a little oxygen chamber for him. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that's how you do that. I was like, I did not know that's how you gave guinea pigs oxygen. Like, and it was a full body oxygenation. It was so wild. And so we, I laughed. I was like, all right. So then here's some yellow for his crown. That's for just the kitty crown. Yeah. And you might want some pink on your kitty too, like his ears and his cheeks too. Yes. Full oxygenation. So we,
How much was that, Drew?
it was at the vet at PetSmart, like the Banfield vet. So it actually wasn't that bad. The dog that cost us, well, Boo with his pacemaker. But then before that, I had a cat that swallowed the door stopper, like the plastic piece on a door stopper. Yeah, damn thing. Anyway, because it was plastic, it didn't show up on the x-rays. So then she had to have an ultrasound, and then she had to have surgery. That cat probably cost me more than any other creature other than Boo and his pacemaker. I really thought that cat was going to take the money crown, but the pacemaker won. So, but I was in law school when I had the cat, and all my friends made up stories, and they said that I had my cat airlifted. And so like everybody knew me as like the person who had her cat airlifted to an animal hospital. It was not true, but it was hilarious. It was a good story. Yeah, for sure. And so anyway.
You shared that with Marianne?
The cat eating the thing or the guinea pig being oxygenated?
Either one.
I don't know if she's heard either one of those stories.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, the cat, I could have killed it. Like, I'm a damn cat. She was naughty. I took her to the vet once. A cat came and attacked her in our house. It broke through the screen door to attack her, and I had to take her to the vet because she had scratches and she was like injured. And I bring her to the vet, and the vet's like, it was a new vet, and the vet was like, is that thing feral? And I was like, no, it's my domesticated black cat. Like, and they were like, yeah. They're like, we're not gonna inspect it because she literally crawled up a wall. Like she like somehow managed to go straight up a wall. They were scared to death of her. And they thought she was like feral. And I was like, well, she's really upset right now because she was attacked in her house. Like, and I was like, you'd be upset too. And they're like, here's some antibiotics. Good luck.
Bye. See ya.
That's what they did.
Where was that?
It was in Austin. And I was like, it was not a good one, and it's not one I went back to, I'll tell you that. And I was like, what do you mean good luck? Like, how am I supposed to get this in her? Like, could you not give her like an antibiotic shot or something, right? And they were like, no, they're like, we can't even get to her. I'm like, oh my God, this is ridiculous.
They do. I used to work for a vet. They do have tools. It's called a come along, because that happens all the time, to tell you the truth. And because the cats are hard to hold on to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're really hard.
Yeah, they're squirmy.
And they like, it's got a loop on the end of it. It's not pretty, but I mean, they do know how to get them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were just being lazy. Right, exactly. They just didn't want to. So that cat was something else though. She was
So was she okay?
Yeah, after that, she was fine. So she recovered from all of her things, and she ended up, my husband, when we met, he's allergic to cats. He loved her. She loved him. He broke out in hives every single time that she came near him. So my best friend in Houston took the cat, and they lived happily ever after. And she passed away. She was like 16, 17. I don't know. She lived to a good old age. Yeah. Like, but heavens, I know. Yeah. So, okay. So lots of coloring, lots of fussy cutting on this one. When you're ready, you're gonna mount it on your yellow piece. I dimensional the corgi. So the corgi goes up on a couple dimensionals, and then the whole panel goes up on dimensionals. So, you know, feel free to burn through a sheet of dimensionals on this.
Good luck getting them now.
You know, it really,
You
I
have
don't,
trouble?
no, I mean, sometimes like lots of embellishments, but for the most part,
Okay. Is that good enough?
I just did it. Oh yeah. So I just did a cloud around them. So I just leave a
Okay.
cloud,
Okay.
and on the
Okay.
next one, we'll leave a cloud too.
Okay.
If you leave a cloud or like a window around them, it's good. It's good you asked, and we're going to do it again. So don't worry. You'll have plenty of time
We're
to
gonna be
practice.
doing it again.
We're going to do it again. If you leave a cloud, it makes it easier to cut, and it doesn't like, it's imperceptible. Like you won't see it. Exactly. So that's a nice kind of fussy cutting tip. Yeah. So I always leave a little cloud. And on the next one, we're going to leave a really big cloud because I got really tired. So I was like, nah, no need to do anything too fussy. But then we'll just use some glue dots and stick these fun little stars.
So these little scissors.
Yeah.
Are these technically intended for paper, ribbon? What are they?
Yeah, so they're not, so Stampin' Up used to have really nice ribbon scissors. They were big. We don't have them anymore. I wish we did. I don't have a pair. It was pre my time in Stampin' Up. So you can do, they're intended for paper, and they're really intended for what we're doing, the fussy cutting, because they're sharp all the way to the tip.
Right.
So when you're fussy cutting, you can actually cut, which is lovely. But I use them for ribbon all the time. Some people have a pair that they designate for ribbon and a pair they designate for paper.
Oh, of these same.
Yes.
scissors. Okay.
Yeah. So they'll tie a ribbon around one and say, well, that's my ribbon ones.
Nice.
I don't really
Fabric
care.
scissors.
Yes. I don't care enough. And all of mine have stayed really clean. I don't put them junk. I try not to cut stuff that has adhesive on it, you know,
Yeah.
like no gunky stuff, you know, but yeah, please. Yep. And then more pearls. Oh, and he needs a little bow. Oh yeah, that's the funny.
Do we have to gray for the kitty?
Oh yeah, here. Oh shit. Well, that's
I
okay.
still do.
The gray will happen here, right? Whoever's got, whoever wants to go. And then the other little thing, it's actually not a bow, it's just a knot. So don't worry, Nancy. It's just a simple knot with your tiny little ribbon. And you're just gonna make a tiny little kind of knotted bow tie for him. Because all cats need a bow tie, right?
For sure.
Yeah, clearly. That's something that they all have.
Okay, so we're doing the same crown and the same body all over.
Yep,
again.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
It's fun.
No difference. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I can do, well, I did the ears, there you go.
Oh, good.
I knew that.
Yeah. You were partway there. That looks a little big on him, but I think, okay, there. All right, I forgot about that. And then some pearls. 'Cause why not? Yeah, I kind of like these fun, like,
I'm gonna take the darker.
Pink cheeks.
Growing older is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Isn't that the truth?
Sure, we used to say we didn't have to grow up till my stepdad did.
That's funny. Did he ever grow up?
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Worked
Oh.
well for you, didn't it?
Everybody, I went to a Girl Scout camp yesterday and it was for adults only. And everyone has had a very hard time understanding. They're like, I don't understand. There were no Girl Scouts. I was like, we are Girl Scouts. We were there. There were no children, which was lovely because we got to do all the fun activities. And so I had free swim and then I got to do alcohol ink coasters and I did
I thought
herbal.
she said alcohol.
I know, I wish. And then we did an herbal medicine class and it was fun and a cricket class and that was fun.
I've done those. Those are fun, aren't
Yeah,
they?
it was fun. As we tried it, we did two methods. We did one with a Sharpie and we did one with the actual like droppers.
Okay.
Because
like
for
this?
Did you do the alcohol, like pouring alcohol in them?
yes,
Okay.
and then so then you have like alcohol and glycerin is like it's like a combo. So you do
Okay.
like 91% alcohol with like 6 drops of glycerin.
Okay.
And I think it kind of keeps it viscose and like, helps it kind of move.
Okay.
And so we didn't set them on fire. I think that's an option, but Girl Scouts kind of frowns on random fires, so in the woods, but it was fun. And it was, I was thinking about like, okay, if the girls were going to do this, I mean, the the droppers would be fun, but you have a lot less control. And I liked the markers were fun. Like
Okay.
it was good. So I was, yes, I'll show you both. I think that they're very different.
Okay.
So like this was the one with the droppers. This was the one with the marker.
Did you use the heat tool too?
I only used a blower. So I didn't
Okay.
use the heat tool, but I
Like
used like an
exhaust
air pump. No, so they had fun things that they used. So
Okay.
they showed how to use like a basketball pump.
Okay.
Because like we all have basketball pumps in our house, right? Okay. We also, those big giant guns that you use at the pool that like pump air, they also showed like little droppers, the cake decorating. There's like these anything that blows air.
How about a straw?
Or a straw. But she recommended not doing the straw with children
Oh, okay.
because they could, yes,
Inhale.
a little bit of puffing happening there. So I was like, all right, touche, good point. Fair enough. Yeah. Like, all right, we're not going to set it on fire and we're not going to breathe in alcohol. She's like, I also recommend doing this outside. I'm like, yes, that's a good point, But what I liked was with the markers is that they could draw designs and then they could blow them out,
Right.
which is kind of cool. So I think the girls, they do a fundraiser in Christmas for girls who can't afford Girl Scouts.
Okay.
And it's like a huge fundraiser. And I think they'll really like making these. And I think they're a really nice Christmas gift, like we could put a nice price on them. And I mean, the pouring was fun. It was fun, but I think the markers are good enough.
Yeah.
And we all have 1,000 Sharpie markers. So,
Oh, you
Sharpie markers. Yeah. Which is really easy. So then they can just Sharpie marker.
So you draw it first.
Yeah.
And then you put the alcohol.
Yep.
And then you blow it.
And then you blow it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it dries and then you seal it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you seal it with?
There's a special sealant. I'll send you the link when I get it.
Oh, maybe like a crayon spray.
Yeah. And it's it's a water-based sealant because it's alcohol.
Okay.
You have to seal it with water, right? So this whole like alcohol and water, right? Like I've learned that from like using our stuff, So, and I think our blend markers would work because they're
Okay.
alcohol based. So I'm like, well, maybe I could just use,
Permanent,
uh-huh. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm curious to play some more, but anyways, I had a great time being a kid yesterday. It was lots of fun.
Did you stay overnight or stay?
So I was going to stay overnight, but I did not because of the puppy. So with the new puppy, Jonathan was like, please don't leave us all weekend by ourselves. Like we will die if you do that. So yes, so I did not, but I will next year because it was a lot of fun. And swimming, I did swimming right after lunch, and that was the smartest thing ever because it was so blooming hot yesterday.
This one's precious.
This one's really, really cute. Yeah. Although the next one is even cuter. So if you think this one's cute, hold on to your pants.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Exactly. But wait. All right. So the last one, and I've got my scrap here. Yes. Here, do you need to trash? Here, I was like, let's we'll do a little cleanup moment. Yes. Absolutely. I'm gonna get out everything we need for this last one. Oh, don't worry. George will find it. It's fine. He's said some crazy things in his mouth lately. He had a rock the other day. I'm like, dude, I really don't think you should eat a rock. Like, there's some things I'm like, all right, if you eat that, it'll poop out, it'll be fine, you know. But a rock seemed extreme. I was like, let's not do that. Okay. So I'm gonna move this so you can see. And you good with this one? You feel like you've got your pieces? Maybe here. You wanna? I'm gonna leave it over there. Yeah. All right. So this one doesn't stand, which is unfortunate, but I'll show you why. So it's really cute. So it has a slider. So this slides off. It's very fancy. It's like next level. So we're going to get that off. And then this opens and it says, glad we're friends. And then this opens and you've got room to write.
You want it to go very slow.
I know. It's got a lot of pieces. So while you're waiting, go ahead and cut. You need 2 3.5 by 3.5 squares
Of the gray.
And yes, it's the gray kind of Hardy's. It is a very cute sheet of paper, but you have several of them, so don't panic too much. But 3.5 by 3.5. It's the one that has like all the critters. I know. It's okay. Sacrifice a piece. You'll be fine. I know. It's always hard when you have to sacrifice a piece of paper, but this is
do it for me.
it's hilarious. So I had a lady who would not cut her paper.
Well, no, I know how to cut. I just don't know what to sacrifice.
Well, so she just wouldn't. Like, she just loved her paper too much, and she would not.
Save the bears.
Save the bears.
Well,
I won't be able to. You have another piece though.
okay.
So it's
Can
gonna
you
be.
save a bear or 2?
Yeah, we can sure try.
Can you? No, you can't.
I might be able to save that bear
Okay.
because I'll only have to go 7 up. So that's good.
Those bears make cute baby cards. Is it not cute?
It is. It's adorable. I love it.
But I like the foxes too, and I made stamps out of those.
I'm gonna go 3.5 this way. All right. So sorry. Bye, bear. It's okay. Okay. I'm gonna save 1. I think. Yes. Here. You can keep him. Okay. I was like, you can keep him, and then I might even be able to save him as well. So here's part of the bear.
See, look, I did this one without the arm.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
did it.
It's fine. And then there's really nothing to save here, although it does have one guy's arm, so maybe you could attach his arm. Here, make yourself a full bear. Okay. And then we'll just
That could be dimension.
we'll focus on the hearts on this side. Okay.
Okay.
You did it. Good job.
I only lost a bear torso, a head, and one paw.
All right, so this packet has a lot of pieces in it. So we'll kind of go through it slowly, just so that we keep ourselves, organized. So, all right. Well, so I learned this fold over the summer with another card and another suite. And so, but then some extra layers on this one for sure. But yeah, this is it's very different. The fold is really different.
Is that the one we made for like Father's Day?
Yes, we did it for Father's Day,
Okay.
Lynn, and I also had it with that blue, that botanical suite.
Right.
I did it for mystery stamping for that one too. So yeah, it's the same fold. Yep.
Incredible card.
3.5 by 3.5.
Two of them.
2 of them.
Don't
Yes.
look at the pretty side.
Or look at the pretty side. I mean, I'm full on sacrificing 2 bears, which I'm sure makes Nancy just cringe, but it's okay.
The owls are cute too. And even the birds are cute. I can
It's
stand up too.
it's adorable paper. I mean, it really is sweet. So you've got your piece, yeah, you fold it in half, and then you've got these little cloud stickers. So these are actually all die cut out of masking paper. And we're gonna peel the back off of them, stick them to your shirt.
These are these ones.
Yes. So Elena was here in July when we did more masking paper, and we found out that Stampin' Up's masking paper is incredibly strong. Yes. And so I would highly recommend that you just stick it to your shirt and wear it while you're unpeeling the rest of them. And then
There's only 2 clouds.
there's 6 clouds. It's
Oh,
sad.
I have 6 in there.
Yes, you'll have 6 somewhere in your packet. Lynn, for reference, I'm just sticking them on my shirt. You need to pick up a little bit of lint in order to get these to not rip your paper. So we're gonna de-stickify them a little bit. But it is precious, so we'll persist.
How many clouds?
6, hopefully. See, hopefully. You find more?
80 more. Am I missing?
Oh,
Could
no.
be.
Did they fall? No. Are they in the envelope? Some good, yes. And because they're so thin, they're crazy thin, yeah. So then you're just going to apply these on the front however you want your clouds to be. So you might have some kind of going off the page too. Right, because like not all clouds are square in center, so maybe have one kind of going. Exactly, they don't all fit in the frame. I know that's one of the artsy fartsy tips, right? Like, you know, and you can do your clouds upside down. Personally, there is a right way and a wrong way for these. There is, but honestly, if you want some variety, like you should probably have them going all different ways. So then once you've done that and you've stuck them all down, then we're gonna get our balmy blue. And you could use a sponge dauber, or you can use the blending brushes or whatever you want. And you're just gonna come in and you're gonna add some blue on our sheet. Just remember that when you're using the blending brushes to start off the page, yeah, so just start off the page and work your way in. The good thing about this is that this doesn't have to look very even because it's the sky. So it's a really forgiving one to kind of work on your blending brush technique, you know. You can have darker and lighter pieces and it's going to be a-okay. And you don't have to add a lot. Like, I know this doesn't look like a lot, but when I peel this up, I mean, the contrast is so cute that like it's a-okay and you don't have to have a lot of ink on here. So just a couple swirls around. And I'm not sticking them down super tight either, you know, I mean, tight,
But all over.
but all over. Yeah. So that's kind of fun. That's a fun technique. So get some cute little baby clouds. And you could use those over again. I know I just tossed all mine in the trash, but you could use them over again if you desired to. I feel like they have a couple of uses in them probably, you know. So, all right, I'm gonna hand this over to you guys. Here's your blending brush. And then you've got your paper and you're gonna fold your paper in half. In the middle, like a triangle.
I just push them down.
Yep. And then rub all over. Yep. And then start off. Start.
Don't even.
So you just start off. You can just start here and start and then go there. Yep. Exactly. Yep. And then
You tap.
I've been rubbing more lately, especially because this is a really light. I need to re-ink this. I don't know if I have the re-inker is what that comes down to. I need to get a balmy blue re-inker. So. Yeah, usually it has more ink in the corners, so because it's where we don't stamp, right? So then you're gonna fold your little DSP pieces in half. Yep, like this. And then you're going to just make sure that they look good together, like left and right, like, and mine definitely don't, and that's okay. Maybe I have two pieces that go right and left or something. I don't know. Somehow I got them to line up on that one, but it's definitely not lining up on this one, but it's okay.
Is this enough?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Kind of messed up.
No, you won't see it. Like, take it off. I promise. Like, it'll look perfect. That's what's wild. Here, let's hand her that too. So, yeah, what's wild is that it's really forgiving. Like you're gonna pull those off and go, oh, I'm an artiste. It's amazing.
Was that in that one packet that? Yeah, it was. Huh?
Which one?
It had all the shapes as well as.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good pack.
Yeah. I mean, so it was. We've used the stars, the hearts, the clouds. Like, it's that spinner. I mean, it's the cutest set. And we have a cloud punch. We used to have a cloud punch. So you probably,
That's what I thought we had.
you could have done that too. But I liked the size variety. Like, if you have the cloud punch, it's going to all be one size. And I think that this, you get a little bit more variety. I think it's still current. I don't know. I'd have to go look. It's in my drawer.
Okay, so I'm folding these corner to corner.
So yes. And not like that though. So good. So, and that's good. So I can show Lynn. So you want your hearts to go up and down. So you want to fold it in a way so that your hearts go like this, right? Like that. Yep. It's okay. It's they're unidirectional. I don't know. There we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're not going to see the backside. So it's okay.
So that's close enough.
And then what we're going to do is the easiest way, Lynn, I've even updated this since I last taught this because I still feel like the last time was difficult. We're going to turn over our folded piece and we're going to put a bunch of adhesive on the back. So just put a bunch of adhesive on the back.
Yeah, help us if you need.
You know how you know how like you teach something one time, you're like, oh, that was good. And then you're like, oh, but I can make it better, you know? So then flip it back over. And now you're going to take one of your little pieces and you're going to kind of like slide it here, right? So now I've got this, like, so this is like this. And then I've got my other one. And he's going to go like this. Just like that.
Is that a yes?
Nope. So close the whole packet. Yep. Because you want it to accommodate both layers, right? Yep. So I've got the whole thing closed. Yep.
Is that good?
Yep. Perfect. Yep. And then do the other side. And then when you're done, flip it back over and you're going to put even more adhesive on the back. Because, you know, why not? All the glue. But now we're going to glue it to the red piece. So now you've got that. Yep. Great. Terrific.
It doesn't match.
It doesn't need to match. It won't match as long as it's folded. Yep. Yes, that's great. Yeah, that's good. And then you've got,
more.
yep. And then we're going to stick it on our sorbet piece. Now the person who gets this card needs to be an engineer because you want them to not rip your card apart when they get it, right? So, or you have to be with them and be like, here's how you open it, you know? I'm so glad we're friends. I can give this to you in person.
Maybe.
Now, I did stamp a sentiment right here in the middle. And I'll show you on the sample. It says glad we're friends. It's very cute. It's crooked. And if crooked bothers you, then it's going to be a little uneven. It's going to be a little uneven. What are we talking? Oh, no, that's fine. That's good. Yeah, no, that's good. And it's going to go the other way anyway. That's
Did
the
I
top.
screw it up?
No, there you go. That's it.
Okay.
So if you want to stamp the glad we're friends in here, you can. If you think you're going to make it crooked and you don't want to do that, then you don't have to. But it is a cute piece. It's a cute extra piece. And it's a surprise. But if you think you're going to do it crooked or you don't trust yourself, you know, I was crooked. It's okay.
As I say, you could do it crooked intentionally. And
Well, that's true. You could just make it. Yeah. Yeah. But I think, I mean,
You like it straight.
I like it.
Nobody notices except us.
Well, that's true as well. Yeah. Like we're definitely our own, you know, they're just going to be excited about the card and they're going to think it's like,
Exactly.
they're not going to even know. So, all right. So now we've kind of built like the base of the card. So now what we have left is the panel. Yeah, I was like, where'd my panel go? So we have left is the panel and the little wrap. So
I've had boobs here.
that's okay. There we go. No one will notice.
I could put on. I could put it. hold it.
You could, but you're gonna put this big piece on top of it,
Okay.
so no one will even see it. I think if you close it, actually close your flappies. Yeah, no one. See, won't even see it. No big deal. All right, so you're gonna take your wrap piece, like your large, long piece of sweet sorbet, and you're gonna fold it over. And then you're just going to put, you know, glue where it overlaps, right? We're not gluing it to the card. We're just gluing it to itself, right? So we can still slide this, you know, on and off the card. So we're just wrapping it and gluing right under this. So kind of put your card in the middle of that sheet. Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. And then just boop, boop, and then just glue right under where the two overlap so that we can still slide her. Is your sliding? I was like, I always like to test it and make sure. Is it tight? Oh, no, you got it. Yeah, you're good. Okay. Okay. It's a thick card for sure. So there's a lot of.
So my trick is to set it straight and do it. Because when I try to do it this way, it doesn't. I can do it.
Yeah, like that. So then we're going to take a piece of the Sahara sand ribbon and we're going to wrap it around. And just tie a knot. A double knot, but yeah, just a knot. Nothing fancy. No bows needed. See, there was only one bow in this class. That's not bad, considering how much I like bows.
Do you like bows?
I really do like tying bows and I'm very good at it. And many people get mad that my classes have too many bows. So
I love sarcasm.
I try to. I'm always sarcastic, but in that case, I was actually being sincere.
Oh, so you just nodded it.
I just nodded it. Yeah.
So you don't need a long ribbon.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you can go like, yeah, that's plenty. I like a good knot. I like a good bow though. All right, so we're gonna set that aside because then we're gonna work on the flappy piece with the cord game. So we've got our I'm blown away stamp. I'm gonna actually put the sticker on it because it was a little crooked when I stamped it. So I will be kind and put the sticker on it for you guys. I know, I'm so nice. It's fine. And then once I do the stickers, then I have to do them all. Like it's some sort of compulsion. Like now I'm committed to like stickering them all. Like a job half done or something. I don't know what it is about it, but all right. So all right. There we go. What's up, little guy? That corgi's so cute. Marion used to dog sit a corgi next door in our old neighborhood. Oh, he was so cute. So sweet. Blue.
Did you say we stick this to this piece?
I didn't.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is when we put our panel on, I'm gonna use dimensionals here
Okay.
to kind of like make it hang down, but I don't have it stuck.
Okay.
And for the most part, you know, if they slide it all together, especially once this piece is on, now it's kind of all united. Yeah. So I did not tie it on or glue it down. Sorry. I tied it. I did not glue it. All right. So, all right. I'm blown away by you. So we're going to stamp this in the balmy blue again, just, you know, make sure it's inked well. And
Two sides.
well, except this
Not
one.
really, huh?
Yeah, this one's die cut. So one side. You got it. No problem. You want it to be crooked, right?
It is crooked.
It is
isn't
crooked. So it's okay. It can be crooked because it's supposed to be crooked.
So it's okay.
A-okay. Yes, because I'm blown away by you. And then we're gonna stamp the corgi and the fan on the other scrap piece of paper you have in your packet.
So you did it up, you did do it up high though.
I had nice and high, yeah. Perfect. And then this is gonna go on your scrap that you have, yep. And then we're gonna do some coloring. Shocking. This time though, we're gonna use the gray for the fan. So we're going to, and I'll kind of show you guys where I, oh, hey, well, everything okay? Okay. Hey, it's okay. Just want to make sure that we didn't ruin a project while we threw things around, you know, so. Oh, that's funny. It's not the best block in the world. So again, I don't know where my other ones are, but I'll find them. All right. So for the gray on the fan, here's where I did the dark. So I did the dark at the base. I did a little bit underneath where there'd be a shadow and then a little bit on that back side. And then I'm going to do this. Let me see, is that the dark? No, that's the dark. Yep. Got it. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Yep. And then I'm going to do the light here. And then it's a subtle difference, and then we're going to use the sweet sorbet. There's like some ribbons coming from the little fan. So we're going to color the ribbons red. And then his pink tongue. So we're not going to do a red tongue. We're going to do a pink tongue. Because if it was red, then it would look like it matched. Yeah.
Wait, are we doing the sweet sorbet tongue?
We're doing a flirty flamingo. So, I'm gonna play some flirty flamingo. And then we'll do some pink ears. And then on this one, I did like, and you can kind of choose. I did the ivory as his body instead of leaving him white. I think it's okay. I might on this next one not do that.
It's tongue and ears.
Tongue, ears. Yep. Tongue and ears. Yeah, this one's extra.
The base of the fan.
I did the base, like the kind of like I did the back.
Okay.
Kind of right underneath where there'd be a shadow, and then that little baseline. So the corgi ears, so cute.
Okay, and this is just fan.
Yeah, just the little ribbons on the fan. But you get a lot of good wind action with that. So. All right. And then in this one, and I'll kind of show you guys the difference between the two. So here's the one where I did his body in ivory, and here's the one where I'm leaving it white. So you can kind of choose which one you like better.
Can't see it.
Yep. So here's the ivory. So kind of like the bottom, and here's the white.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I think the ivory's nice. I think maybe it gives him like he looks a little more finished or real. Yeah. And maybe he doesn't like fade into the background as much. Yeah, in the beginning when these markers came out, we only had 2 skin tones. We had ivory and bronze. And so I was really happy when they put the other 10 colors out. So, and then we're going to fussy cut because why not? But we're going to cut clouds. Yes, exactly. So we're just cutting a cloud around him when we fussy cut him. So yes, because I think that it just helps, like it'll be with all the fur and everything and the fan blades and like, yeah, there's no point in doing it too close and no one will know. You will never see it. So
Still my favorite thing.
I know, I can't believe you like fussy cutting. You just find it therapeutic, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's people who really love coloring, you know, they find it therapeutic. So, and there are people who hate coloring and fussy cutting and tying bows. And then they really shouldn't come to my class because if you don't like bows or fussy cutting or coloring,
Stay away.
I'm not your demonstrator then. So, you know what's funny is all 3 of you are on my team, and I bet you didn't even know each other or know that you were all 3 on my team. I didn't realize that until today. I was chuckling. I was like, oh, I was like, wait a second. So Elena joined my team last month, and then Nancy joined earlier in the year, and Lynn, you joined. Was it this year, like in January, February?
Right.
Yeah. So I think Nancy joined like maybe right after you did. So yeah, that's kind of funny. It's like all my happy stampers. So it's funny that all of you ended up in this class though. And I have like a whole different crew that's coming to the Christmas class.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, like Pat Martin. Oh, she's funny. I don't know. I think maybe Lynn, you know Pat Martin.
Right.
And
did she move back?
yeah, so she was in California for a while because she had a grandkid, and then they moved here and the grandkid moved here, so she's here, and then her daughter had another grandkid, so she said she's bringing one of the grandkids on Monday. I don't know which one.
Oh.
That'll be fun. I was like, I hope it's nap time. And I hope it's the baby. So because maybe I can get some baby snuggles in because that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're definitely not having a baby because the puppy is enough. Yeah, like it's like starting all over again. It's unbelievable.
So do I want that or do I want an adult dog?
Adult dog.
That's my bed's too.
Yeah, adult dog. We're never doing this again. Like
How long have you had him?
we've had him for 3 weeks.
Okay.
I mean, he's doing good. You know, he's fine. But oh my, you know, he sleeps through the night.
Okay.
He has a PP accident probably once a day still. Like we're still working on understanding. I blame that on how he was trained.
Okay.
They did this weird system where they had alfalfa sprouts in a tray. And to me, it simulated like carpet almost.
Ooh.
Anytime that they use puppy pads, like our first puppy had puppy pads and we never got her off it.
Yeah, they just go.
Mm.
Right. And so It's so like our first puppy, I mean, our dog Cassidy, she used puppy pads her entire life
Yeah.
until we moved into a house. And she instantly stopped doing it. She refused. It was like one of the moves.
Okay.
And she just like one day was like, no, I'm done. I'm not using puppy pads anymore. And we were like, oh, okay, we now need to walk you. Cool, I guess. Like it was weird. But we had lived in 6 different houses with her or something.
Okay.
And that was,
One house. Was
Yeah.
like,
no puppy pads. We're done with that. But it's really hard to break them of that. Yeah, she was ready to go in the yard. And
I've
so
never heard of that.
yeah, and so this alfalfa sprout thing I think is even to me is worse than because it had like a scent. He smelled like alfalfa sprouts for like it was gross.
Yeah.
Like, and we're allergic, like I'm allergic to alfalfa. Like it really aggravated our allergies. And he definitely is not super hyperallergenic like and he also really loves the grass. And so he brings in he needs a blower like on him. Like he needs to be blown out. Mhm. He needs to be blown out at some point, like every time he comes in, because he just loves laying in the grass and quite funny. But anyway, so this dog is something else, but he's doing good. Like, when I took him for a walk, I finally could take him for a walk because he got all his shots. He sat like to meet people, especially the little girl who probably weighs less than he does. And he did really good. Like I think he knows what he's supposed to do, I think, at this point. If he does it all the time, he peed on the couch the other night. It's the first time he's peed on a piece of furniture and he was just worked up. He was just so excited. And he instantly like regretted it. And then he went outside and he ran outside and was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, it's, not your fault, but you just got him worked up and we have to remember that he doesn't have, oh, it's good. That's
Should I not go
Nope.
up further here?
no, that's good. No, that's all good. That's perfect. You won't even know because you're just going to mount it with dimensionals on that little thing. So. And then Lynn, I'm going to show you. So I just did like 5 dimensionals here, and that's what this sticks down with. So I kind of anchored the ribbon down, with it. And that seems to kind of hold the whole placard in place. So yeah, so there we go. There's our card. Thanks for joining, Lynn. I'm gonna stop the recording. Let's see. How do I do that?